Breaking news, Bulls Nation, the Chicago Bulls have just pulled off a massive move. Michael Porter Jr., one of the NBA's brightest young stars, is joining the Windy City. Yes, you heard that right. Porter Jr. is leaving the defending champion Denver Nuggets to team up with Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. This isn't just a trade, it's the beginning of a new era in Chicago. The Bulls are officially back in the title conversation. But what does this mean for the future of the franchise? Can the Bulls now compete with the best of the East and beyond? Stick around because we're about to break it all down. Hey, Bulls fans! Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest Chicago Bulls news. Now, let's get straight to it. Michael Porter Jr. has just made a huge move, and it's shaking up the NBA. After winning a championship with the Denver Nuggets, Porter Jr. has decided to bring his talents to Chicago, joining a stacked roster that includes all-stars like Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic. In this video, we're going to break down what this trade means for the Bulls, how it impacts the team's championship hopes, and what we can expect from this new-look squad. So grab your popcorn, because this is going to be an exciting ride. First off, let's talk about Michael Porter Jr.'s skill set and what he brings to the Bulls. Standing at 6'10" with an incredibly smooth jump shot, Porter Jr. is a player who can score from anywhere on the court. Whether it's knocking down deep threes, finishing with authority at the rim, or creating his own shot from the mid-range, he's a nightmare for defenses. But Porter isn't just an offensive weapon, he's also an excellent rebounder for his position, able to go toe-to-toe with some of the league's best big men. He brings versatility and a high basketball IQ, both of which are crucial for the Bulls as they aim to build a championship contender. He's the kind of player who can change the game on both ends of the floor, and that's exactly what Chicago needs as they push forward with a championship window that is wide open. Now, how did this trade come together? How did the Chicago Bulls manage to pull off a deal for one of the most exciting young players in the league? Well, it wasn't easy. The Denver Nuggets, as defending NBA champions, weren't looking to break up their core. With Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Porter Jr. forming a formidable trio, the Nuggets were on top of the world. But when you look at Chicago's growing roster and their pursuit of a championship, this was a move that made perfect sense. The Bulls, after all, have been building for this moment for several seasons. With Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, and Nikola Vucevic already leading the charge, the addition of Porter Jr. is just the kind of move that can elevate them from a playoff team to an actual title contender. The trade package Chicago sent to Denver included young assets and some future draft picks, but the risk is well worth it when you consider how much Porter Jr. brings to the table. This wasn't just a typical trade, it's a move that signals to the rest of the NBA that the Chicago Bulls are all in on winning a championship. What makes this trade even more exciting is how seamlessly Porter Jr. fits into the Bulls' current roster. You've got a starting lineup now that features Jrue Holiday running the point, Zach LaVine and DeMar DeRozan providing scoring from the wings, and Nikola Vucevic anchoring the center position. The one thing the Bulls needed most was a versatile forward who could create his own offense, provide spacing for other players, and defend at a high level. That's where Porter Jr. comes in. His size and skill set make him an ideal fit for the Bulls system. He can shoot the three at a high clip, which helps space the floor for LaVine and DeRozan to operate, and his ability to attack the basket gives the Bulls a scoring option that doesn't always need to rely on outside shooting. Having a forward like Porter Jr. also opens up more opportunities for Vucevic in the paint, as opposing defenses won't be able to collapse the lane as easily with Porter's ability to stretch the defense. But it's not just about offense. Porter Jr. is an underrated defender who can guard multiple positions. Whether it's keeping up with wing players on the perimeter or protecting the rim, he gives the Bulls another option to defend the league's top scorers. And let's not forget about the impact Porter Jr. will have on LaVine and DeRozan. Both players are incredible offensive threats, but they've often carried the burden of creating their own shots while also needing to defend the other team's best players. With Porter Jr. in the fold, LaVine can now focus more on being the high-flying, dynamic scorer we all know him to be, and DeRozan can operate more freely in his sweet spots, knowing that Porter Jr. can help shoulder the scoring load. The synergy between these three players, LaVine, DeRozan, and Porter Jr., will be a joy to watch. On top of that, with Jrue Holiday providing elite defense and facilitating the offense, the Bulls now have one of the most well-rounded lineups in the NBA. One of the most exciting aspects of Porter Jr.'s addition is how it transforms the Bulls' versatility. The ability to mix and match different lineups based on matchups is going to be a huge advantage for this team. Porter Jr. can play both forward spots, giving the Bulls the flexibility to run smaller lineups or go big when necessary. His skill set also allows him to excel in transition, where his athleticism and ability to finish above the rim will complement LaVine and DeRozan's ability to push the pace. In a league that increasingly values positionless basketball, Porter Jr. is exactly the kind of player the Bulls need. Whether it's spacing the floor for shooters, attacking mismatches, or defending the opposing team's best player, Porter Jr. fits in perfectly with the Bulls' championship aspirations. Now, let's take a step back and consider the bigger picture. The NBA's Eastern Conference is filled with powerhouses, teams like the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis, the Boston Celtics with Tatum and Brown, and the Philadelphia 76ers with Embiid. But the addition of Michael Porter Jr. makes the Bulls roster one of the most well-rounded and dangerous in the entire league. The Bulls' ability to defend on the perimeter with Holiday, score in the post with Vucevic, and now stretch the floor with Porter Jr. gives them the tools to compete with any team in the East. Imagine a playoff series where the Bulls are able to rotate Porter Jr. onto Tatum or Giannis, while also having the offensive firepower to keep up with the high-scoring Celtics and Bucks. The Bulls' defense, led by Holiday, and their offensive versatility now gives them a real shot at taking down the East's elite. But this move isn't just about winning now, it's about the future. Chicago has assembled a roster that can compete for titles for years to come. With a blend of experienced veterans like Holiday and DeRozan, young stars like LaVine and Porter Jr., and a solid supporting cast, the Bulls are positioned to make a long run at the top of the East. The acquisition of Porter Jr. signals the Bulls' commitment to building a sustainable championship contender, and it's a statement that Chicago is officially back in the conversation as one of the NBA's elite teams. Looking ahead, the Bulls have all the pieces in place to make a serious run for an NBA championship in 2025. If they can stay healthy and build chemistry over the course of the season, there's no reason why this team can't compete for the top spot in the East and ultimately vie for the championship. The potential of this roster is off the charts, and with Porter Jr. leading the charge alongside the likes of LaVine, DeRozan, and Vucevic, Chicago is in for an exciting few seasons. This move is exactly what Bulls fans have been waiting for. After years of rebuilding, Chicago is finally ready to turn the corner and become a legitimate title contender. Michael Porter Jr. might have shocked everyone by leaving the Nuggets, but it's clear that his move to Chicago is the beginning of something special. The Bulls are building a dynasty, and Porter Jr. is the missing piece they've been searching for. So, Bulls Nation, what do you think of this massive move? Can Michael Porter Jr. help lead the Chicago Bulls to their first championship in over 2 decades? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss another update on the Bulls' path to greatness. The Chicago Bulls are back, and they're ready to take over the NBA. Let's go Bulls!